Welcome to the Content Casino. Buy credits, pull the lever, and cross your fingers for a jackpot. You've seen these Google Veo demos, right? I mean, so realistic.
I've just bought an electric car.
Don't you want to jump in? Just bet on your prompt and voila. But I'm no gambler. I'm a professional creator with high expectations and a very serious professional reputation. I'm gonna fly through this review, so these tests are important. They show the prompts that I sent Veo to get the video here. I'll show the best version out of all the attempts. These tests show that making good stuff with Veo is harder than it looks. And in my opinion, the cool things that Veo does just aren't good enough to justify the issues it creates. Not just for creators, but for regular people. So if you're like me and you want to try it anyway, you should at least know the dangers before we get to the fun part. AI video can be dangerous, so to help, Google created SynthID, an innovative tool that detects invisible watermarks in videos. It tells you if something was generated by one of their models, but it hasn't been released yet. And here's the thing. Pretend you're a mad biologist. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
Jeff is creating giant snakes that carry groceries. They're cool, but during tests, these venomous snakes could get confused and bite the crash test dummies. It was really rare, but as a good mad biologist, Jeff made an anti-venom. Now, there is one truck full of giant snakes and another truck full of anti-venom, but only one is arriving at the nursing home. Okay, let's consider a different scenario. A Las Vegas production company needs B-roll for a new sitcom, but they're strapped. Then they notice.
Veo is way cheaper than hiring Morgan.
Who?
That camera operator.
So they use Veo to generate a decent casino interior. But now Morgan, the camera operator I invented, is out her day rate. And the B-roll she shot last time snuck into Google's training data. She just trained her replacement, then got fired. So don't replace people with Veo. And if you're using it, just admit it. It's okay. I mean, you're using AI, so put the model in the credits. And ideally, you just use it as a tool. Maybe even a show tool. At this rate, Google won't meet its climate pledges. Ugh, this part is such a bummer, so let's just watch a cool video to cheer up.
Here we go!
But generating this video used as much energy as a fucking microwave running for an hour straight. That's a decent estimate because Google doesn't provide their own. So I just feel a bit bad when I generate videos, and this keeps me from retrying over and over when something's just a bit off. So before we walk into the casino, let's just agree.
Generate responsibly. Don't replace paid work, and no deep fakes.
Be transparent and admit you're using AI. It's the least you can do.
Think twice about the climate impact. Generating me took a ton of energy.
Okay, you're ready to start using Flow. Wait, what's Flow? It's the casino floor. No, it's a web app. It's a prompting and editing experience with Veo inside, and it's trying its best, but it's okay. Create a project to organize videos and scenes, and once inside the project, you put a text prompt into the box. Then use Veo3 to generate video with sound, or Veo2 for just video. You can bring the results into the scene builder. Here, you can scrub through videos, trim them, generate new clips, arrange them, save assets, and some of the video editing basics, but worse, because it's not an editor. Like there aren't any color tools, or transitions, or graphics. So it's not replacing your editing software. All right, back to the casino analogy. You have two plan options for buying in. There are usually promotions offering discounts, so I just paid $125 for the Ultra plan to test it. So that sets your monthly credits budget. Then there are three models to generate with: Veo2 Fast, Veo2 Quality, and Veo3 with audio. These cost 10, 100, and 100 credits, respectively. Math time. On our biggest plan, you get up to 125 Veo3 generations per month. So we can see that each one costs about $2. Wait, a whole scene for $2?
Well, that's a lot cheaper than this shoot.
But it must look bad, right?
It actually looks really good. Veo 3 is currently the only model that generates audio, which is really impressive and deserves the hype. The text-to-video mode makes 8-second clips with a prompt, and for one-off shots and B-roll, it's great. It hits about 50% of the time, and when it hits, there are few, if any, hints that you're watching an AI video. But Veo is a game of chance. Every try is like a bet on your prompt. Here is the exact same prompt run 4 times, all on Veo 3. I use the one on the top left, which happens to be my first try. It's not always easy though. I'll try to create a generic shoe commercial. So, like usual, I started using Veo2 Fast, and it worked really well. Well, the aesthetic is right on. Veo is really good at environments and just getting the right vibe. And this is a great start because Veo2 Fast doesn't have very accurate physics. It's just not as good. So now that I've verified I have a decent prompt, I'll add dialogue and another reminder to use unbranded clothing. I'll choose Veo 3 to get audio, and let's see what I get.
Feeling good?
Absolutely.
Follow me.
Well, the blocking instructions still aren't working, and they switch lines, but well, that's unlucky, so I'll try again.
Feeling good?
Absolutely.
Follow me.
Dude, cool selfie stick, but get your lines right. Okay, let's try it again with a simpler prompt.
Feeling good?
Absolutely.
Follow me.
Okay, let me show you something. This was the 4th project I created trying to get this shot. If I scroll back to another one, I actually got one where they said the correct lines.
Feeling good.
Me too.
Follow me.
But it didn't have shoes. It's a shoe commercial. Over a few projects, tests, and 10 Veo 3 generations, not including the failed ones, I just couldn't get the shot. Each try had parts of the perfect shot, but I gave up because that's already $20 worth of attempts and, you know.
Generating me took a ton of energy.
I know what you're thinking. I'm just bad at prompting, and yeah, probably. So let's go over to Flow TV and watch how the real prompt engineers do it. These are Google's showcases, and this is how I realized it's not just me. Many of these demos also ignored key pieces of the prompt. Like, cool demo, but what if the things the model missed are important to your story? You just have to keep pulling that slot machine lever over and over until you hopefully get it. You're starting over from scratch each time you use text to video. So when you want something more consistent, you need to use the ingredients to video or frame to video modes. I'll show you ingredients first. I'll use ChatGPT to create 2 unique characters from The Master and Margarita. It's a classic novel with some pretty wild characters that I can have some fun with. I'll submit the character models I generated with a photo I found online of a restaurant. 3 ingredients maximum here, and you can only use Veo 2 quality. Veo 3 with sound is not available. The first try did a good job mixing the ingredients, but the cat behaves like a cat and not the character I asked for. So I tried again, and holy look at that cat. So let's try something else. I'll use a photo of me with a prompt to hit me with water balloons. That was my first try with barely any effort, so that's gonna be a cyberbullying problem. Here are some other examples, some of them more realistic than others, but in general, it's pretty useful. I was morbidly curious and tried uploading an AI-generated baby, but it didn't let me upload it. So that's great news. Same when I tried to upload a photo of the current US president. I would bet that's why you can't generate audio in this mode. They don't want you putting words in other people's mouths. And that's great, because remember,
No deep fakes.
the frames to video mode is a bit more reliable, but it takes more steps. I generated cartoon versions of my dogs using Midjourney and built some scenes in there in image form. And while that was a lot of iteration inside Midjourney, it's much easier and cheaper to do that there. So after I got a first frame that I liked, I brought it into Flow to animate. A very simple prompt can now do the same work because so much of the information is in the frame itself. This is pretty fun and harmless. I'd recommend it. You can also generate frames from a real life photo too, but in that case, dude, you should have just hit the record button. because it tends to morph people and animals in the first couple of seconds. Yeah, that's my evil twin. Building scenes with frames to video is okay. Here, I'll try to build a 3-shot scene with our characters from earlier. And after 2.5 hours, over 2 days, here it is. It took a lot of wasted iterations, and if I posted that online without context, it would have looked easy. Now, I know that wasting credits is part of the process. My prompting has improved, my success rate has gone up, but I can still only use 1/4 to 1/2 of what Veo generates. And sometimes, I just give up and fix it in post.
Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Google I/O.
As I tried to get Veo to work with me, I kept thinking one thing. Who asked for this? Like, Google is trying to convince you that filmmakers are asking for Veo. That's how they justify it.
We built new capabilities for filmmakers, help filmmakers fluidly express their ideas.
We've been building a new AI filmmaking tool for creatives. For AI filmmakers, hear those filmmakers talk about bringing their incredible visions to life.
But come on, man. We know that filmmakers will just be a small portion of Veo users. Filmmaking just sounds artistic and purposeful. It's a relatively good justification for unleashing a very powerful AI system onto the general public. Filmmakers take pride in the craft of filmmaking with cameras. There's a generative AI arms race. Creators, producers, and filmmakers are caught in the middle of it. We're stuck with Veo and have to decide if we'll use it. I'm convinced that this is going to create more harm than good, especially because no one wants to watch AI-generated videos. We want to watch the real thing. Veo is just the first model that can really trick you, so it could get ugly for a bit here. And I know that productions are a commodity, so this will accelerate that trend. Veo and models like it will create a new job. We'll call ourselves video prompt engineers. It takes skill, but we know how this goes. It'll be low-paid workers like writers and interns of production companies that just grind out content by pulling that lever over and over. I think you should try Veo if you're interested. Just take Google up on the lower tier offer. But don't get ahead of yourself. These are tools that will get better and easier and lose their creative edge over time as they become really common. So going all in and starting an AI production company is a bad idea because professional looking bull is just so easy to create now. Just use it as a tool to keep up the pace and speed up your creative process. Hey, before I go, you want to know what's really hard? Making Veo do almost nothing. Here are some attempts at the prompt, generate an empty casino with the machines running but nothing happening. I wanted it for my background, but it just wouldn't do it. Instead, I created this in Midjourney, and I can show you that another time. This is my first video on the Showtools.ai channel, and there's so much coming up, so please subscribe and let YouTube know you're interested. Thank you, and keep it real.